Hello everyone, my name is Clifford and today I'm asking for your number one vote in the USI presidential elections. So just a little background on me. So from 2020 to 2021, I was the Vice President for Education in IT Tralee Students Union. From 21-22 and 22-23, I was the MTU Kerry Students Union President. And this year, I've served as the USI President. Through my time in the Students Union, I've really preached for engagement, both in informal and formal roles, because every student is so diverse. And this is something that I want to continue on. Last year we came into Students Union training. I was pretty new, I was unfamiliar with the role, and I wasn't able to develop it as much as I would have liked to. I've also seen from traveling around from campus to campus how much students' unions vary, even within TUs, and how smaller unions differ to larger unions, and how some things work in some unions but they don't work in other unions. This is something I really want to implement in Students Union training this year, and I genuinely feel that I have a good understanding of the structure and the operations of what each Students Union does now and what way they would benefit better in order to increase their students' engagement with the Students Union. In relation to training, just on that again, part-time officer training is something I really want to focus on. We've done a couple of part-time officer trainings this year and the engagement wasn't as good, but it's something that I feel if we hit certain niches, like for example, if you're an equality citizenship officer, you have your own training. If you're an Irish officer, you have your own training. These kind of things I feel will benefit part-time officers much better. We've also began including them in our student emails or in our also bad emails, and this is something that I feel will actually make them feel a part of USI as a whole rather than just their local students unions. In relation to campaigns, I really want to focus on voting registration. Voting registration was one of our biggest campaigns this year. We signed over 4,500 students up to vote in the local elections and the European elections and the referendum. And this is something that I want to continue. I'm committed to 6,000 students for next year, getting them registered to vote for the general election if I am deemed elected. In relation to the general election as well, the student manifesto. So I want to develop this, and I really want it to be focused on basically students' needs, accommodation, fees, just the general student experience, and what the government can do, the incoming government, what they can do to really get a grasp on the understanding of what students need. In relation to organisation, thankfully, no one has resigned this year, and that was something I was very committed to. I'm very focused on letting officers, give them time out if they need it, take a break, focus on just the positivity and like that we're really there to work as a team. There's a lot of different variables when it comes to the national organisation. Officers are coming from different TUs, different universities. There's a lot of opinions, but I think one of the things I've really strived to push with the team is that we're all here for the same purpose, to better you, the students, and that is something that I really want to continue on. I also feel I gave the officers freedom in their role, which is something that I really want to do again next year. We have a great team and it's to utilise that. Play to everyone's strengths is what I always say, 100%. In relation to expansion of USI, I want to work on a strategy plan. We've developed our constitution, we're bringing that to COGAL, and something that I think USI needs is change when it comes to the USI structure. For the last number of years, USI haven't really looked at it. They haven't changed much since TU formation, since COVID has happened. So much has happened in this world and USI has still stayed the same. So I think with this transitional phase after the constitution has been reviewed and hopefully passed, that we can work on this strategy plan as a transitional phase moving forward to making USI basically what it was in kind of 2010, that strong union and that strong presence that it had nationally. In relation to apprenticeships, we began working on an apprenticeship organisation, and that's something I really want to continue on. And these things, there's so many things I suppose, and that's really why I'm rerunning. There's so many things that we've put the groundwork in this year that I really am focused and driven on just improving them, I suppose, and steering USI in the direction that it needs to go in. And I feel like I'm really the right person for that job, especially as I've mentioned through the transitional phase, through the relationships we built with trade unions, other NGOs, through even just general day-to-day running of the organisation. So I hope you can vote for me, and if you want to tag along on this wild ride, my Instagram is Chris Clifford, and at the end of it that's 2 D's on the Clifford and an underscore. I'll have a load of stuff up there with further information, as I know this is a short video, but just make sure you vote Chris for round 2.